Hey guys, welcome to the Bodo Podcast and now I've got a special guest with me is Aaron Bull. Hi Aaron.
Hello, I'm Aaron Bull, as Shaz just said.
Sadly, Alex is not well today, so wish him all the best. But yeah, well, one of the episodes kind of changed today because we were originally going to do about video games, so we're going to do that another time. But some big news happened, especially yesterday, and we just got to talk about it. Aaron, how you been?
It could still be game related if we talked about the Game Awards, but Disney's forte.
We're gonna do originally want to talk about what's our favorite video games, and especially we had the Game Awards yesterday as well. But I know a lot of people probably want to know what our thoughts on some really big news. So, yeah.
Or at least your thoughts.
Aaron, do you want to... So basically, Aaron was one of my really good friends from college. We worked quite a lot of videos together, did we? On we did a few. We did a few films.
Yeah, the Halloween fan movie. I was the one that ran away from the monster like 9 feet, like feet away, and then hid behind. That's like the one angry comment that I got from that video.
But yeah, we both studied filmmaking together, and you're currently doing animation, right?
Yeah, I'm studying character animation at university. I'm currently doing my final year. I'm currently in a group project working on a short film about sleep paralysis, doing some 2D animation for that, and as well as some editing. So yeah, I'm really excited to get that finished by the end of January, hopefully.
Yeah, I've seen some of your work and it's amazing. One thing I remember one of your short films you did is it was the Office Wars. So if you haven't seen Aaron's channel, go to the channel. It's Aaron Bull. Is it Aaron Bull?
Yeah, Aaron Bull, ARRAN, Aaron Bull Productions. If you guys are fascinated and want to see some content or it's good. It's really good stuff. Just watch it.
Right. Let's get to some of the news now. We had a lot of
news. Sorry, I had to do that.
we had a lot of crazy news, and I'm still mind blown what's going on, because besides that, I was more following the Sony news about Doc Ock returning and all the Spider-Man news is going on with Tobey Maguire, and then Disney has just released this massive bombshell of projects and Marvel Studios, Lucasfilm, Pixar. But yeah, let's go to the biggest news. For me, I was like, I probably screamed out loud on the mic, on the computer. I was like, oh my god, no way! They are making a Buzz Lightyear movie.
Yeah, with Chris Evans voicing Buzz Lightyear, right?
I'm still like, I'm still mind blown because like, I always like. Here's the thing: I always really wanted a sort of a 3D animation Buzz Lightyear Star Command kind of spin off film, and I always wanted like see because I've seen Wally, and Wally was like I didn't mind the story, but I really liked the animation when Wally was in space, and I couldn't stop thinking, what happened if they did like a Buzz Lightyear style, kind of like that.
Oh, yeah, because this is like essentially a reboot of that Buzz Lightyear Star Command TV show, like cartoon show from the 2000s.
I really love that show and the movie.
I don't remember the show, but I remember the movie. Yeah, it was actually pretty funny. Actually, like the writing in it was surprisingly good. I'm a bit disappointed about Chris Evans playing Buzz Lightyear because I was hoping.
Same, a little like it's.
I was just gonna, to be honest, I was saying it jokingly. I was gonna say Patrick Warburton. I was hoping Patrick Warburton would play in the film.
Right.
Hey, murder!
Yeah, that would be pretty funny. Patrick Warburton just like if it was a massive troll from everyone saying it wasn't Chris Evans, it's actually Patrick Warburton. Sorry, I can't pronounce his second name, but, yeah, it was him all along.
Oh God, yes. Why don't they just get Chris Evans' voice and Patrick Warburton's voice, and then just synchronize both voices together to make like a weird sort of voice for Buzz? Like it'd be disorienting as hell, but I think it would be great.
The thing is, like, because I absolutely didn't expect this announcement because I was watching it live and they were announcing some like original Pixar films, and I was excited, and I was just thinking it would be crazy if they did like a Toy Story spin-off or an announcement of Toy Story 5. I don't know what they're gonna do. But like, and then they said something about. They said, "All right, our next film is going to be something to do with a sci-fi film that we've never done before." All right, okay, this is interesting.
I mean, that's a load of that's not exactly true because he did Wall-E.
Yeah, but like, I thought it was going to be something like sort of Star Wars thing. I thought they're actually going to do a Star Wars movie with a Pixar style. I literally thought because they announced Droid Story. Sorry, a Droid Star Wars story, a Droid Story.
A what?
It's called Droids. I don't know what it's called. It's called Droid Story.
Droid Story, yeah.
And I thought that was a Pixar, but it was just a Lucasfilm kind of film. But yeah, I generally thought they're gonna announce something to do with Star Wars, and then it has that kind of like when they go into it fast forward, and the big logo Lightyear came in, and I was like, okay, is it not? Maybe they're using Lightyear as a title, but it's not a Buzz Lightyear. Like, this is literally my reaction. I was like, okay, that can't, it won't be Buzz Lightyear, no way. And then I think it was Pete Docter said, "Hang on, it's not a Toy Story movie. We're doing a real Buzz Lightyear movie." And then I just like, I'm just fanboyed out. I went crazy.
I just hope Buzz Lightyear has an arc where like he like has to murder a child and then he has to go for like a arc if they want to go for an edgier tone.
Well, like I didn't expect it was sent. I didn't know this was even planned because this is like I bet this is really probably a secret thing what Pixar is doing, like especially I don't think they haven't even announced it in D23. Like
the D23 Expo.
That was I think that was like wasn't that this summer?
Yeah, was there one this year? Because I imagine.
There was. Because then they announced all the Marvel. I think it was the Marvel shows. They showed a trailer of like the shows, and they showed like some of the Pixar. Some of the stuff they announced they already announced it before.
Yeah.
But they're just showing like extra concepts. But then they actually got a screenshot of the film of Buzz's like. I'm actually like I was worried for a minute because I know like how realistic they're gonna make Buzz look like. Because again, like, I don't want him to be superhuman, but I want to still have the same facial features like the toy. And I was kind of getting a bit worried, like, oh, please don't make it very human.
I did reveal a screenshot, because I'm looking at it now and it kind of looks I'm not sure. It kind of looks like Buzz's head is inside Master Chief's helmet at the moment. Like,
It might sound like some Mass Effects, but to be honest, I don't mind it actually because I like. At least they got the nose and the eyebrows right, and you can sort of see a bit of the purple hood.
Oh yeah, I gotta say though, it's really weird, like seeing Buzz Lightyear, but with more human-like detail. Like I'm just looking at him; he's just got like loads of. You see all the pimples on his skin, and
yeah, it's like because like it's like 20. We're being used to this character. Well, I'm not even born from 25 years ago or 23, but we had this character for like 25 years. And we're so used to this like toy kind of look. But it always has a massive chin as well, so that was kind of funny that actually kept that.
Oh yeah, it's one of his defining character. Like,
does he? Will he have his swirl beard? That's what I can't really see in the picture.
Yes, give him the spiral beard. He needs to have spiral beard.
But I take it like this image is like from my guess in the plot. I guess because they say that it's like an origin story of how he becomes a space ranger. So I can tell like this is not going to be his actual suit, but this is just sort of like a pilot, like a cadet suit, and then eventually we'll get the iconic green and blue, the green and white suit.
I think you were like talking about how. Oh yeah, that's something else I'm wondering because like so far the outfit doesn't look like it seems. I'm not sure if that's just like an outfit he's wearing on a mission or if like they're gonna go with like another version of like his more modern design. But you know what it reminds me of? It reminded me of like early concept art of Buzz Lightyear if you saw where he wore a spacesuit.
I definitely know about this, but originally with the talking about going back to Buzz Lightyear, the Star Command series, because remember Pixar didn't make that series. They animated it for like the opening shots and the CGI stuff. But that's the only I think contribution they did. Disney did the rest, and originally I think Pixar had concept. I think the guy who wanted to make Buzz Lightyear a bit more detailed, but I think a lot of the Disney films are getting their own animated series, and are trying to make it similar to the other shows. So that's why.
It won't just be that. It'll be because they'll have simplified it so that they can make it easier to animate and draw, which would save production costs.
But originally, a lot of but the concept arts from the Buzz Lightyear the show they were doing, they actually had a similar like this. They were very detailed with the armor and they're trying to make it realistic. I think what Pixar wanted, but then I think Disney's like we want to make it simple, and just But like again, I'm really excited now. I was a little bit disappointed when they didn't say Tim Allen's not voicing it. And a lot of people on the chat saying they really want Tim Allen.
Yeah, everyone's a bit disappointed with Tim Allen not being. I don't know. My thing is with Chris Evans is that he could be a good. I don't know if he will be a good Buzz, but because I'm sort of trying to picture like Captain America's voice with Buzz Lightyear.
He has a very good kind of cadet, because remember in Captain America, he's a very loyal cadet, like.
I think Tim Allen voices a better comedic Buzz, but if they want to go for a more serious tone, then maybe Chris Evans might be better than Tim Allen. I don't know.
One thing did confuse me because I understand they're trying to make this is a different. We know that this is not the same Buzz from the toy. This is based from the toy, but they got Tim Allen for the movie. Like Buzz Lightyear Star Command. So why can they not just get Tim Allen like they did in Buzz Lightyear Star Command? Because
different direction, I suppose. Like because if they want it to be dark and gritty and edgy and shit like that.
What do you think Zer's gonna look like? I think it's gonna be terrifying.
That didn't cross my mind until he mentioned it.
He might look like Satan.
Yes, make him like some sort of demon overlord with like the most sharp edge design. Like he just got loads of spikes on his armor and make his voice incredibly cinematic. Look like some sort of.
They should get Tony Todd. The guy who plays Candyman. He has a very good, scary, deep voice.
Yeah, man. Is that one?
Yeah, I'll get James Earl Jones.
Yes, that would be.
No, yeah, that would be insane. Like, because remember, Zerg was actually meant to be based on Darth Vader. This actually, Maybe they actually got James Aldrin. We never know.
God, that would be a missed opportunity.
Buzz.
Star Wars references in Toy Story
Because
2.
it's like a full circle.
Yeah. Oh god, and give him the same fucking Nerf gun that he had.
The Eye Blaster.
Yeah.
You know, do you think the LGMs, well, the aliens will be in it? But that's because.
Ooh. Well, the Pizza Planet aliens.
Yeah, but I'm a bit confused because they were in Buzz Lightyear Star Commander, but especially in the parks and the Disney park, they're like recognized part of Buzz Lightyear's ride and everything. But then I don't even know if they canonize them as the series, like in Andy's world, they're not really part of Buzz's kind of. Because Buzz would recognize them, especially in Toy Story 1 when he jumps in the claw machine. They're like. They're like complete strangers to him. So I'm a bit confused with that. I don't know if that's sort of the.
No, they need to make that in the. You pointed that out. Yes, they need to make like. I think you know how you had Zurg. They need to put that in the film now. They need Zurg to kill Buzz's father. We need that. We need more father in Disney films.
I would like to say Chris Evans. I'm not really Buzz Lightyear. I'm Captain America.
You know how he suggested James Aldrin's voice is Zurg. It would be ironic if he kills Buzz's father, and what if they got Jeremy Irons to voice Buzz's father?
I'm taking it they're not going to use any of the Buzz Lightyear Star Command characters like Booster, XR, or the Commander. It'll be cool to reference any, like at least like I know they want to make it fresh and new, but it'll be cool they actually got maybe some of the same creatures or a robot that looks like XR. I did like XR in the Buzz Lightyear Star Command.
I mean, they could do. You never know, or they could have their own characters. Like I don't know, because like we only know like I'm reading it. I'm gonna read a bit more about.
One thing I really hope they don't do is make a very similar Star Wars characters type, like the aliens from Star Wars. I hope they make it more original. I don't want to copy because then it's gonna be like, oh, this looks like a Star Wars movie, but just Buzz Lightyear in a I want to make sure there's some original alien characters. Would be quite cool.
Not a lot of information has been revealed about this film. I'm looking at it now, and basically, they said that it's the definitive story of the original Buzz Lightyear, and just making it clear that this isn't the Buzz Lightyear the toy; it's the origin story of the human Buzz Lightyear toy is based on. Blah blah blah, that kind of stuff.
I like one thing. I'm kind of laughing. It was a wise move. They're not showing the original armor. They're showing like, okay, this is. They're telling the audience that, all right, this is not the Buzz you've seen. Imagine the merchandise as well. Like when once this film comes out.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah, because not gonna lie, that's probably one of the reasons why they're making this movie is toy sales. Because Toy Story, like Cars, like the reason why they make so many shorts and films based on Frozen, Cars and Toy Story is because they make a lot of money from toy sales alone.
Yeah.
I think Cars, they're actually some of Pixar's lowest grossing movies, but they keep on making them because they actually sell a lot of toys. Like I think the first film made over 8 million alone, and I imagine the Toy Story franchise, they make billions off all their merchandise.
Remember, Buzz Lightyear is like the most obviously when the first Toy Story came out, Buzz Lightyear the toys got sold out straight away.
But yeah, it's the coolest designed toy, really.
One thing I'm kind of curious at, we'll go back to the merchandise, is because Buzz has, because basically this is actually the toy is based on this movie, so it gotta have all the features from what the toy has to canonize with from this movie we're going to be watching. And I'm curious, because Buzz has a karate chop action. Will he do karate in this film?
Yes, he needs to do karate.
He
has to do the thing.
Do the karate chop action, Buzz. But also, what about I don't know if the utility belt will explain things, but I don't know if that's maybe because it's part of the game. There's different things. I'm just looking at the Toy Story lore, what features Buzz has. He has the wings with the color light, so that'd be pretty cool. Seeing cool. And then communicate, like I said, the communicator So we actually get to answer people when it's just a sticker. So we can actually get a proper toy. I hope they don't just create a toy for like the human like this version. It'd be cool to like still carry on creating the Toy Story toys.
Do you think they'll add any other Toy Story characters in it? Like not as main characters.
You know what? I'm gonna
spoil
spoil the post credit scene. He ends up he ends up in the western town and he meets Woody's roundup.
Oh no!
It'll be a post credit scene and then Buzz Light lands there and you know who's voicing Woody?
Yeah.
Leo DiCaprio.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
I thought.
Or Robert Downey Jr.
Oh, they need Jamie Foxx. You know, Django Unchained.
Oh yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'd be quite insane if. I feel like they're gonna. This is like a smart move. Well, not really a smart move, but I feel like they're gonna be branching out with other spin-offs. Cause they can even do a Woody's Roundup, but not even a movie, like a TV series.
I want a hockey puck spin-off.
A hockey puck.
Yeah, for the first Toy Story film.
I definitely don't want Mr. Potato. Well, yeah, that would be disturbing.
I mean, that would be paramount because I think that's where Hasbro get distributed.
I think someone said we need John Wick.
I mean, Keanu Reeves was in Toy Story 4. That wouldn't be too far-fetched.
Why? Yeah, well, why can't? Yeah, but he can play he can voice two characters. Why he can voice Woody?
Or just get a live action.
Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves. He's not even animated. It's just live action him.
I'm gonna put a petition to like kickstart. Let's make it happen, guys. Let's make Keanu Reeves voice Woody.
Yeah.
Make it happen.
Hashtag Keanu's Woody.
You know, like I feel like if they ever done the Woody Roundup kind of like spin-off or like this realistic version, I think they'll make it like they'll make it into like Red Dead Redemption.
Oh God, yes.
I actually did. If you guys haven't seen it, I actually did like a mashup trailer between Toy Story and Red Dead Redemption. It actually fits so well. The lines of Woody like with this arrogant Western kind of voice. So I can kind of see this kind of happen. Like,
I mean, I hope they don't go too crazy with the Toy Story spin-offs because it's like I remember you know, after the end of the decade, after Toy Story 4 came out, I was like hoping, oh God, like, okay, after Toy Story 4, no more sequels. Because that's kind of what Disney Pixar were kind of doing, like, the past decade.
yeah.
And not all the sequels were hitters, in my opinion. But I do kind of think with Lightyear, at least, they're doing, it's not just a sequel, they've actually got somewhat of a
It's
weird
something original. In a weird way. It's like, yeah, I feel like it's a win-win for both fans who likes the original and the characters who wants a sequel.
Yeah.
Because, like, I gotta admit, I was one of those fans who wants another toy to do a Toy Story, because, like, you know, it's I rather I don't get me wrong, I love original films, but I was hoping at least something that keeps the Toy Story franchise alive.
I mean, and the fact that it's a Buzz Lightyear movie, I think that kind of makes sense because it's I think that would make sense because with Toy Story. Even though Buzz Lightyear is the most popular character, in terms of toy sales, but like the main character in every film is Woody. Like Woody is.
This is the thing, right?
So getting an actual official Pixar made Toy Story movie, but it's based on Buzz Lightyear. Like, I think they've got a different direction. You know, it's not like they're making a car sequel with spies. God, can you imagine if they made that?
Oh my God, I'd rather forget that sequel, but. With the going back where they say, I think Woody was a lot of the focus on especially in Toy Story 4 because Buzz had like less screen time. I don't know if this is just my theory, but in the end of Toy Story 4, like usually the end would be because like in Toy Story 3 they end with the clouds. It starts from Andy's room and it ends with Andy's room. Well, and Andy's clouds.
Yeah.
But this actually ends with saying to infinity and beyond, and it shows the moon. So I always thought that was foreshadowing something to do with Buzz in the future.
Maybe.
No, like all seriousness, like I actually feel like that was foreshadowing something because why end the whole Toy Story franchise with the moon? Because
It,
isn't it Toy Story part of Andy's? You know what I mean? Like I get it, it's nice like 250 and beyond, but I felt like they were hinting something. Maybe this is the reason. You know what I mean? This is just my theory of it. But
it's either that or they just felt like, yeah, it was just a metaphor for 250 and beyond, like space.
but then maybe because it's just a real movie, it's showing that this is the real world of Buzz Lightyear. You know, it's going up to the sky and space, and you know the moon. So maybe they were hinting. We also got some new stuff. They're also still doing some shorts. And someone mentioned that Pixar popcorn.
Pixar popcorn, what's that?
So they now another thing. They announced where they're doing some little short. You know, like Forky asked a question, and you know they're done some. They're doing another one with Buzz Lightyear. There's another. I think it's called Buzz Lightyear's Fitness.
What?
Yeah, Lightning McQueen's having one. There's different kind of shorts, Pixar character shorts for Disney Plus. It's gonna be like a 5 minute thing, so I don't think it's a massive kind of show.
Oh, it's like
It's a bit like Forky asked a question.
Oh, that seems exciting. Actually,
But I'm excited for the Buzz one because, like I said, I feel like Buzz was pushed aside a lot in the recent films. And Woody's like being a focus. It's nice for a change to like, don't worry, Buzz, you're gonna get your own film. Then we're gonna recast you. I actually really feel bad for Tim Allen. I don't know if you know he's in with this, but like with Disney. But I feel like he's been a lot of the, especially in Toy Story 3, he's been saying that he's got like less lines each movie. And
Really?
and Toy Story 4 is like he still had like less line. And then I can imagine say, don't worry, you'll get your own movie. And then he got recast.
I mean, I appreciate that maybe they do that because they don't want even though he's the most popular, they don't want to force Buzz Lightyear's screen time for the sake of it. Because I think they just want to they want to focus on like Woody or like whatever the main story is. Buzz is just only there when the plot needs him, really. Because he was like kind of he was like a major plot element in Toy Story 1, but in Toy Story 2, like he was the one who went to go rescue Woody, and in Toy Story 3, you know, he was kind of a plot device, like he was brainwashed by and that was like he was like an obstacle for the characters to get over, and that's
I feel like Toy Story 4, I think is either a different director or I feel like he was a bit off character in Toy Story 4 because he made him a lot more dumber. Maybe the whole inner voice thing. That kind of like, because in Toy Story 2, he was like a leader. You know. I don't know if that was because maybe he hit his head in Toy Story 3 with the TV, but I felt like they dumbized his character. Like, making it more dumber. I don't know, that's kind of put me off a little. Well, I just noticed that during the film.
Who direct? It was
James. Josh Cooley. Josh Cooley.
Toy Story 4 was his directional debut, or at least on.
He did the short for Inside Out, I think.
Yeah, Riley's First Date.
Yeah.
I'm on Wikipedia right now.
All right, well, we got some other Pixar films got announced as well.
There was this one. I think it's called Turning Red, which is about like a girl that turns into a red panda or something.
So I like one thing I did like the presentation that Pete Docter did. It's just it's made it more comical. Like it's just a panda. Think of an Incredible Hulk, but a panda. But Hulk's just cute. But that's gonna be interesting.
It's from the same person that directed that short before Incredibles 2, right? About the boy. I can't pronounce it. Boy. Yeah, boy. You know, the one before Incredibles 2 where they make a boy sort of like a bio sort of bun. And,
I see. That was a really. It was good, but I just got really confusing like the first 5 seconds. Like, so it's a doe, but I get it in the end. It symbolized the child, like he grows up, and it's about the relationship with a mother and a son. But it's yeah, this is one thing. It's like at least it's part of Pixar's storytelling with this new Lightyear film, and like I said, like yeah, they have done some bad films, and compared to like not bad films, not like most.
Well, the past decade hasn't been their strongest.
Yeah.
When I think they say that when you compare it to their previous decade, where they were like releasing hit after hit, hit after hit, and then the decade you just get a lot more mediocre films, or like it's basically if you had it was just constant highs during the past decade, and then the past decade. Like after Cars 2 came out, it's been more of a roller coaster, like the quality of their films.
I could complain. It could be worse. It could be a live action, like a real life. That would be scary.
Like they've been doing these live action remakes.
At least Disney's not doing it, so at least it's actually Pixar. Because that could be a really like risky. I was like, oh no, please Disney, don't they'll make a real life Buzz Lightyear movie. Like I see these concept arts though; they're quite funny, but I really don't want that. So I'm glad it's animated. So
don't touch Pixar, Disney. Like just don't.
Follow the live action Toy Story 2 project at least.
So I'm trying to see. They did show off some more information about the live action. About the live action movies they're releasing. I think they revealed the cast for The Little Mermaid next. Wait, they're making a Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers.
Yeah.
Animated half live action, half animated. I did not hear about this until now.
I think it's gonna be another Sonic thing, isn't it?
Oh no!
Get some redesign. Get the fans start hating it, and then they'll have to redesign the character.
No, it won't even be Sonic. It will be more like Alvin and the Chipmunks. Well, mainly because, they are
Chipmunks. Well, apparently, was it Seth Rogen's going to be in it?
Is he?
Yeah, I think they did say Seth Rogen and Andy Samberg.
No, it's John Mulaney and Andy Samberg as Chip 'n Dale, respectively.
But they said Seth Rogen was in it as well, on the announcement.
No, I'm on the announcement from Twitter right now. No, they've just announced those two, and it's going to be directed by someone I've never heard of, Akiva Schaefer.
Are they doing another Lion King? Did they announce another Lion King? Is it Lion King? But that's going to be a prequel.
A Lion King
That's going to be like a prequel. Don't get me wrong. Like I would have preferred it was because I've seen concepts of the prequel between Mufasa and Scar as kids, and there is a story there. But like I would rather have that as an animated form for me.
I mean, I guess the first remake was successful. It's just I personally don't.
How many remakes they can like? I get what they're trying to do, but like. They're saying so they're gonna remake every Disney movie. Not saying
I'm looking at it now. So they've announced that Robert Zemeckis is directing the Pinocchio remake with Tom Hanks being in it. There's also the Peter Pan remake is called Peter Pan and Wendy. There's not really much here.
Let's get to let's talk about some Star Wars news. Now, I love any Star Wars fan. They recently just announced that Hayden Christensen is going to be returning as Darth Vader.
Oh.
Sorry, I can't pronounce his name today. But yeah, he's literally they're doing an Obi-Wan spin-off series. And
so that's what it's about.
I'm really excited but the thing is, they say they might actually fight each other, but some people are kind of just are worried about that because it might retcon the whole scene between 3 and 4.
Which one? Because it says it takes place 10 years after the dramatic event.
Yeah, well, because initially, so Revenge of the Sith is when the final scene is when Anakin and Obi-Wan had their duel in Revenge of the Sith, and then he got burned alive, and then the initial story is like the next time he sees Obi-Wan is actually in Episode 4, but apparently they're gonna meet some point of the film, some point in the series. But I wouldn't say it's a proper retcon because I feel like there's certain like stuff where we still don't know, like the lines, for example. Because I feel like Vader knows that Obi-Wan is, it's the other way around when he says, "When I left you, I'm about to learn. Now I'm the master." So they definitely actually must approach each other before, because Obi-Wan would be surprised about, oh my god, Vader's alive, because he thinks Anakin is dead. He's burned alive.
Yeah.
So how did the whole story between Vader, he's telling Luke the story about Vader and Anakin, his apprentice. So they definitely have to meet at some point between that timeline, because it's like 30 years. Because that I think it does make kind of sense that they're going to they're still going to face each other. And even,
I mean, it's a TV series, right? Isn't it?
Well, yeah, the thing is, these TV series, they're trying to make it like the movies. So originally, Obi-Wan was meant to have his own spin-off movie, but because of like how how successful Disney Plus is, they thought it'd be cheaper to do it as a TV series. So initially, it was meant to be a movie, which was planned. We had Han Solo the film, Solo and Rogue One. And Obi-Wan was like the third solo film.
So,
but it's got changed to be a TV series because it's cheaper to make. And plus, Mandalorian was very successful on Disney Plus.
I mean, the solo film didn't really seem to do that well.
I think that's also the reason why. I think they felt like, well, maybe this might not do well, but everyone wanted Ewan McGregor to come back, so. And I remember like a lot of the interviews they keep saying, "You coming back as Obi-Wan?" And he was say, "I wish I can, because then I won't keep getting loads of questions about it." But yeah, we got a few shows that announced. But that's one thing I'm really hyped for, and another thing is actually Hayden, Anakin, the guy who plays Anakin, and because usually they can just get another guy to play him. If it's just Starface, there's sort of some Anakin elements to it. So and I like that because he actually put the suit on in Episode 3. So I was a bit disappointed in the film that not to be named, but the Rise of Skywalker or Last Jedi. They never really, they had his voice in it, but I wanted the Force Ghost.
Yeah.
But they never really did that, so at least finally they get, the fans get what they want. They got, it's from the other shows, they got Rogue Squad. Sorry about my just reading these names.
Yeah, Rogue Squadron.
Yeah.
That's getting directed by the Wonder Woman director Patty Jenkins.
They got Star Wars Visions, and that's all like an anime style.
Star Wars anime.
Well, it's meant to be like an anime cartoon, but for Star Wars. I'm not really sure what based. They showed a little bit of concepts, but
I've lost track of the Star Wars news because like I've seen the image where they showed when at Disney at the D25 they'll just have a big screen of all the logos of their upcoming movies, and the one for Star Wars, it was like 10 loads of like Star Wars shows and films, and I'm just thinking, don't you think they're getting a bit too carried away with Star Wars?
Have you watched The Mandalorian?
No, I haven't watched it yet.
You should. It's actually really good.
I have heard it's good, but I do think that maybe they're oversaturating Star Wars a little bit with the amount of content they're trying to pump out. I don't know.
Well, I feel like Lucasfilm is trying to do the similar thing with the MCU, but the thing is, you can kind of say the same thing with Marvel films. Like, there's so many Marvel content, but like, I get it. I get what you mean. But I feel like they're just trying to make content for more for the fan, you know. But initially, 'cause I'm not gonna go the whole between George versus Disney because that's like a very long story. I don't want to go through that. But yeah, but initially, but I do like what they're doing because they, especially the Mandalorian set up as a, you know, they're starting a lot of the characters like Ahsoka, and you know, and recently Boba Fett's in, you know, is came back from the Mandalorian.
Oh yeah,
and
I haven't seen the show, but I thought it was cool that they were getting Clone Wars characters in Mandalorian.
And yeah, and Bo Katan from the Clone Wars, she's in it. Like, they're setting up spin-offs, sort of like the MCU style. And I'm actually quite, and they're really good. As long as you got a good story, then I have no problem with these shows.
I think that's kind of the benefit Star Wars does have, is that because it takes place in the galaxy, like, you can, like, there is variety there. But I think with Star Wars, you know, all the films kind of look the same. They either have a desert setting or a jungle setting or an ice setting. Like,
well, this is the thing. A quick problem I have with the sequel trilogy is that George, and this is what even George was saying, is that he actually prefer, like, why didn't they not like explore around the galaxy more? Like, they just copied the same planets from the original trilogy, you know.
Yeah.
And the thing with the prequels, they got so much different planets they explored, and they just want to make it like a retro film.
That they're not utilizing the, you know, the franchise's potential, really. You know, it's like you know, Marvel. I think Marvel does it better because they've got a lot of material to work from because of how expansive the Marvel comics are. But like with Star Wars, you know, they could make it more than just, you know, the same character style, the same, like, but they don't utilize the sort of creative potential they've got, which I think is probably why a lot of these Star Wars films are feeling very samey. Speaking of, do you know that a lot of the actors that worked on like the final, do you know all the actors that worked on like the final on the trilogy, after their contracts with Disney expired, they just straight up talked absolute shit about about Disney. Like, particularly the guy who voiced Poe, I think. Yeah, he's a legend.
Well, even John Boyega's coming anti Disney and Star Wars, you know, like, he said, like, the thing is, like, and I say this, like, again, like, with the way The Force Awakens, right, I gotta admit, I wasn't a massive fan of it, but I like they were setting up with something. And then the thing is, there's no plan of the film. It was a different director each film. It's like having it's the saying where too many cooks in the kitchen. You know, everyone's trying to put their own creative ideas, and then when you have like too many, you know, it wasn't planned. It should have, like, and the thing with George Lucas's idea, initially he wanted to. He had story breaches. He had story ideas for the sequel trilogy, and this is like, nah, we don't need those. We're gonna make movies. We're gonna make the films for the fans. You know, and the whole point, George. The thing is, I feel that's a massive disrespect to George because he's giving the company, and initially died. You know, let him finish his story because this was actually part. You know, it's a whole. The sequel trilogy is meant to be about the story of grandkids. You know, it's a family soap opera.
I mean, it does suck.
It's not about spaceship. Like, this is literally what Jaws is. Star Wars is not about spaceships, and I know it's famous for those, but it's not about spaceships. It's about a family soap opera. It's about the children, the parents. You know, you know, he has like the mythology of it. You know, there's different elements to the story, and I feel like, you know, apparently the original idea was about the Wills. The Force is called the Wills. I know the Midichlorians in the Phantom Menace, like, everyone like, oh my god, why are they going deeper about the Force? Like, this is his story. You know, he has the rights to, like, you know, I don't think he was making this up. This is all part of his plan.
Well, I mean, it sucks because he is the original creator. Like, this is his baby, but
yeah,
but Disney aren't going to give a shit about it. You know, they're a corporation. They'll mess up whatever his vision is. Really,
this isn't like the thing is with George's ideas. Like some of them are really good. Like, I get it. Like, but people were saying, some people were suggesting like on the contract they should have like had his ideas part of when they were buying Star Wars. That's his own mistake. And the reason why he was literally going to make them before selling to Disney anyway. But he just recently had a new kid to the family, and he wants to raise them. He doesn't want to spend another 10 years making a movie that probably get bashed by fans because of the hate of the prequels. You know, he wants to like raise his kid. You know, and I give a lot for that. You know, that's.
Well, he said, I think he's gone to say that, you know, he sold the rights because he just didn't think the franchise was just fun to work on anymore. And
no, but he recently told about this new thing. But yeah, like it, you know, the franchise could be a lot toxic fans. You know.
Oh yeah, like, and to be honest, it's probably why a lot of the actors in the new trilogy had such a miserable time working on it, because of just, you know, fans constantly harassing them just for being in the film. Like, God's sake, like the guy who played Jar Jar Binks, like, tried to kill himself because of
he almost committed suicide.
Well, yeah, because of the constant backlash he was getting just for playing a character that
even the way they treat Jake Lloyd, who plays the young Anakin Skywalker. You know, they bullied him like during, you know, that he was just a kid.
Oh yeah, didn't he get arrested? Like
he got arrested recently about spin. Like people were making a joke he was pod racing, but but he did got a lot of like bad like support from, you know, everyone. Like, I mean, I did quite feel bad for him, like how they treated him, and I didn't look. He even Mark Hamill spoke out, and I think what I love about Mark Hamill, he doesn't care that even the press between the Last Jedi, he knows that the Last Jedi this is not Luke, you know, this is not the character I turned out to play, you know. I disagree what, you know, the ideas you're doing for Luke, and even he was like saying about, you know, the way they treated Jake Lloyd was horrible. And he knows about clunky dialogue.
Oh yeah, like it sucks that he got treated like, because yeah, it's probably why you should never get your kids to work on be an actor in like a mainstream Hollywood.
Well, he did Jig all the way, and I think I've seen this, like he did like films before, but I feel like, you know, because Anakin Skywalker is a really big, it's Darth Vader, you know. And especially, and fans can be very like toxic. So, yeah, let's move on to some of the Marvel news.
Wait, yeah, we'll go on to that. But before we go, I just wanted to say something that did kind of make me chuckle. Was from the they showed, you know, that image I was telling about, how they had all the logos of the new Star Wars. Like, they had all these new Star Wars shows, and then just Indiana Jones at the end.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot about Indiana Jones. So out of place. I got so distracted the whole Star Wars. Oh, they're making it a new Indiana. Is it a series for the movie or
Star Wars?
Oh, and no, there's Willow as well.
Willow. Wait, what? That's Lucasfilm?
Yeah.
I thought that was Marvel.
No, that's Willow. No, that's Lucasfilm.
Oh.
Warwick Davis.
Just having a look. Warwick Davis is coming back for a Willow Disney Plus series. I've never seen Willow. Like, is that a
It was made by I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, in Willow's fan, so I not even seen it either. But I think it was created by George Lucas, or it was made by Lucasfilm. I think after Return of the Jedi. So it was during that time. But yeah, like Taika's got I think they announced his like new. They haven't announced what the title's called, but they were telling the audience that he's got a new film he's working on.
Oh, is it another Thor movie?
No, it's Star Wars. He's doing a Star Wars movie, but his own kind of comedy style.
Let's have a look.
I don't think he announced the title. They just mentioned it on the live thing.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. I thought Taika was a Joy Story. I thought that was it, but yeah, we got the Bad Batch they're doing a continuation of um. Sorry, some comment made me laugh.
I saw that as
I thought
well.
Willow was Will. Yeah, yeah, it could be.
Hair back and forth. I whip my hair back and forth.
Oh my god, have you seen that Chewbacca version of that?
No. I can't do a good Chewbacca impression.
The Wookiee. But yeah, they do it. There's also the Bad Batch, which I'm looking forward because they continue with the Clone Wars animated style. Because remember, Rebels is different. It's a bit more cartoonish compared to Clone Wars' style. But that focus on the clones, they introduced these 5 new characters in the last episode of Clone Wars, and then these clones who are very like kind of they got errors. So they're like attacked. There's one looks like Metal Gear Snake from Metal Gear Solid. So but it's a gang that trying to they're not perfect clones.
Oh, they're not like the other clones.
Yeah, so clonism.
Clonism.
But the show will focus on because they were introduced in the last season, and they're gonna show them after episode 3. So, and I'm excited because the trailer looks pretty awesome as well.
Yeah.
Is there anything else we should say about Star Wars, or should we move on to Marvel?
Yeah, I'm ready to move on to Marvel when you are.
All right, pull the Marvel theme. Da, 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 da. I love that we did that on the podcast. That's not the Marvel theme. That's the Avengers theme. All right, so Marvel's released a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff, really.
So, I mean, what's the main one that people are more excited about?
I would say the Fantastic. They released the title. I knew they were making the Fantastic Four, but they released like the actual logo.
Oh yeah, with John Watts directing it.
I originally wanted the guy who directed Ant-Man to direct that one because he was really like interested in directing the Fantastic Four film.
I think I should have directed Ant-Man.
Yeah. Oh. But yeah. Also, Loki. They showed an official trailer for Loki.
Ah, yeah, I low-key saw that.
Loki. I didn't know Owen Wilson was in it, but that was pretty cool.
Wait, Loki. Owen Wilson is in Loki.
Have you not watched the trailer?
No, I haven't.
Oh my god!
I'm just watching it on silent now.
Oh, just watch it silently. You can notice Owen Wilson like in 3-4 seconds. But it's actually. While Aaron watches the trailer, I'm going to explain what Loki is. So Loki takes place right after the scene where I think where Iron Man drops the Tesseract in Endgame, and he picks up the cube and he transforms himself to a different world. I was a bit pretty yeah, he was in the elevator and he disappeared, and I think everyone was wondering what happened to Loki in that film. And this is just a continuation of what actually happens. So it's pretty cool. So we're getting like the 2012 Loki. So like he's pretty evil during that time. But yeah, I like that evil Loki, in the 2012 film. So but yeah, a lot of these Marvel shows actually look like what it would be on the film. So the budget looks incredibly high.
Yeah, that's something I've noticed with a lot of these Disney Plus TV shows is that they seem to have a lot more money thrown at them than a typical TV show, like much higher. Yes, because they've got the big mouse funding them. Yeah. Yeah.
Also, the Falcon and Winter Soldier, because of Chris Evans is playing Buzz Lightyear. They're missing Chris, and they're a bit sad about Chris. Where you gone, man? Why are you no longer Captain America? So they need to pass on the shield to Falcon or Bucky. It's a spin-off show between those two.
Yeah, I imagine like the actors would get quite exhausted. Like I know Christopher, who plays Thor.
Chris Hemsworth. How dare you? How dare you insult?
I lost track of Marvel. I'm sorry, but yeah,
There's
Chris
so many
Hemsworth.
Chris. There's Chris Pratt. I can go for Chris Pratt, Chris Pine, Chris. Well, Chris Pine
So
played
many-
Spider-Man. Remember,
many
so he
Chris's.
is part of a Marvel character.
Marvel is the MCU is a Christian-friendly universe for family of all ages.
Yeah, but yeah, Chris. I think Chris Hemsworth still wants to be around with Marvel. So I feel like because they're setting up with, especially these shows, and I think I said this to my last podcast. But they're starting to do this young Avenger where they're passing the torch to different characters. So I can see like in Thor of Thunder because Natalie Portman's gonna play female Thor.
Oh yeah.
So I feel like this would be Chris's last film, and he'll pass the torch to Natalie Portman, and then She-Hulk is also announced.
Really? Because I
Yeah.
thought Chris Hemsworth said he was getting bored of the character because of how generically written he was, like in the first couple of phases. But then after Thor Ragnarok, when Taika Waititi basically, took the films in a whole other direction.
Yeah, that's
when
easy.
Taika
That's easy,
Waititi-
Aaron. That's easy. More money.
SpongeBob, I have overdosed on ketamine and I'm going to die.
So we have to do a Mr. Krabs impression in the show. So
I mean-
you're quite a big SpongeBob fan.
Yeah, wait until Nickelodeon starts making their own.
Well, we'll do one with
They already
TV.
kind of are.
I said to you this last time. I'll go a little bit off topic. I'll go back to the Marvel stuff. But I remember saying to you that they should do a Star Wars SpongeBob crossover. Not crossover, but like a, like sort of like a traditional.
I mean, they could do that. I mean, I know they're owned by different properties, but I know like I know that Batman which is owned by Warner Bros. They did a crossover with the Ninja Turtles, which are owned by Viacom. Like
I thought
Nickelodeon, so-
Teenage Ninja Turtles were by Warner Brothers.
No, they're owned by Viacom. Nickelodeon.
Oh, I'm getting confused because they also did Scooby Doo as well.
It must have been some sort of deal with Warner Brothers or something. I don't know.
We better not probably talk about Warner Brothers because I think Disney wants us to talk about Disney stuff. That's the
I
end.
mean, don't become a slave to Disney. Like, we'll talk about
What would be
what-
crazy, like, because this would have, I would love this to happen, but this probably never happened in, there's no way. It's two rival big companies. But, like, just imagine the crossover between Disney and Warner Brothers.
I mean, it could never happen. Like,
It did happen slightly in Roger Rabbit, but that was just like,
what? Oh yeah, but that was cartoons though, right?
but it's still Mickey and Bugs
Bob.
Bunny. That's right. Disney's gonna, Warner Brothers gonna say that's the only crossover you're ever gonna have with Warner Brothers or Disney. that 2-second moment with Bugs Bunny and Mickey Mouse, that's the only crossover you're ever gonna have.
God.
But like, yeah, like, if you notice for like last, so many years between the Marvel films and the DC films, and like they're owned by the main rivals of each other. It's just funny. But sorry, going back to Marvel. Yeah, so they announced the Loki show. I was talking about She-Hulk because
Yeah.
She-Hulk is do you know the character from the comics or?
Yeah, I do know who She-Hulk is. Well, not from the comics, but I do remember watching a Hulk cartoon when she was.
Yeah, so she's a lawyer, isn't she? Like, she's like a solicitor. Be like Matt Murdock, Daredevil.
She's being played by Jennifer Walters.
But Mark Ruffalo's going to be on that show, so like I said, like with my theory about, I feel like all these shows of like Thor and Hulk, they're still around, but I feel like they're going to pass the torch.
I imagine so. Or like try and find a way to, write them out.
It's gonna be a bit weird. Like for me, like I know that those two are still around, but I feel like this is just it's like a temporary thing for they're doing like one more film or one more show. Like, it's
Yeah.
gonna be a bit weird not seeing like the original Avengers, but obviously they have to like pass the torch someday. But
One day.
like seeing like the whole main group, but I do like that because it's giving a bit of a larger story arc to all these characters, but
Yeah.
but I really hope they don't reboot it. So
Well, I mean, I'm interested on what the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special will be like.
Oh
like,
yeah, Guardians.
I could just imagine it being very corny, but like
I think that they're taking a make of the Star Wars special holiday, so I like how they.
They did do a Star Wars holiday special recently, but
I did not enjoy it. I'm sorry.
I didn't watch it. Well, it's a Lego. They have their own sort of style of writing.
I just the jokes. I wasn't really. I get it's a kids show, but I didn't enjoy the jokes.
Well, the thing is with Star Wars, not Star. The thing is with the original Star Wars special is that it was just like very people liked it for the wrong reasons, like just watching doesn't Princess Leia sing a song in Wookiee language in that movie?
Yeah. Also, Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. Now, like I said with my previous podcast, they're open at the multiverse, which relates to Sony because Spider-Man's already. It's rumor. It's not completely confirmed, but it's like speculation.
Makes you think of Family Guy. He's in the multiverse.
A Family Guy multiverse. That's gonna be cool. That's gonna be cool. But
you're not seeing that Family Guy episode where it's a multiverse.
No, I haven't seen Family Guy for a while.
I mean, you're not missing much. The show is pretty crap now, but the multiverse episode was pretty good actually. Like it's that famous clip on YouTube where it's like Family Guy but in the Disney style. That's where.
Oh no! I did see. Sorry. I just didn't remember the title of the episode. Yeah, I remember they go to the Robot Chicken episode for one moment.
Yeah,
it is a lot. I do like the banter between Seth Green and Seth MacFarlane because Seth Green did. If you guys don't know, Seth Green did the Robot Chicken.
Oh yeah, the voice is Chris.
Even the Star Wars special of the Family Guy, and the last scene is like. What, Dad? What's it against with Robot Chicken or Seth Green? Chris, I think. I don't want to swear on it, but yeah, it's because they're literally just ripping each other.
Pretty much. Oh, Peter!
That's a very good Lois impression. You got the high notes really well. That's what I think she says. I'm more a Cyberpunk guy, but.
Yeah, me too.
Have you seen the Pandemic special?
No, I haven't.
Well, I know we're going off topic with these shows, but this does relate to Disney in a weird way. Because
they own Family Guy now.
Apparently, Disney. Randy, Stan's dad, goes to China, and this does relate to Disney, so it is relatable to this title.
Yeah.
But Randy goes to China, and I think Mickey Mouse is annoyed about the NBA thing. Because Winnie the Pooh looks like the Korean president, or the Korean Korean.
Cream.
Yeah.
Sorry.
The Korean, yeah. So there's one shot of all the Disney characters together, and there's Mickey Mouse is like, "Shut up, four."
Oh,
but apparently, yeah. But apparently, I don't want to explore it, but Randy causes the coronavirus.
Of course he would.
With Mickey Mouse. So, yeah.
So it was Viacom and Disney that started the coronavirus. Wow.
Right. Let's
that's very xenophobic, Disney.
All right. Well, we don't want Disney to sue us in this live stream, so let's talk some happy moments about them.
Oh yeah, I mean, you're making a live action remake of one of their movies. You want to be on the good side. I feel bad now because I did talk about how they were a greedy corporation earlier, but yeah, we could just
we had to cut that out. Anyway, so yeah, so they're doing the multiverse. So we gone from Family. For some reason we went to Family Guys and other shows, but
we were talking about Marvel initially.
We'll do a cartoon show one. So, but
yeah. Oh god, yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, they're doing a multiverse.
I mean, they're making a Sonic movie for. They're making a new Sonic show for Netflix. That's I guess that's news. I don't know.
Yeah. And so you got like, but there's rumors in Doctor Strange too that Captain America is gonna be played by the guy from The Office.
Steve Carell.
No, John Krasinski. Oh, that's it.
Imagine Steve Carell as Captain America.
Steve, no, have you seen those Office memes?
They're everywhere.
With no, someone just make Steve Carell as Iron Man, and it's recreating that scene in Civil War. Did you not know or something? But but yeah, and Tom Cruise might be playing Iron Man. Now you're probably thinking like, what the hell? Like why they're doing that? Because originally, Tom Cruise was going to play Iron Man. Before Robert Downey Jr. got the role, but he wanted less time on the suit, so he could show more Tom's face.
Yeah.
That's the reason why I think he didn't do it.
Fucking narcissist.
Anyway, so then John Krasinski, a guy from Office, was going to originally play Captain America.
Yeah.
Before Chris Evans got the role, and he got to the point where trying the suits on, and I think his like moment was when he saw Chris Hemsworth walking past him. You're right, mate. And then he got put off as like, oh yeah, I'm not buff enough to do this.
God, imagine Disney body shaming men.
But I think there's rumors that he's married to Emily Blunt, which she was originally going to play Black Widow before Scott, but she did Gulliver Travels with Jack Black because of the two films where.
And she got replaced by Mindy from SpongeBob movie.
but she was originally meant to play Black Widow, but she couldn't do it because of Gulliver Travels, which didn't really do well.
I wonder who got the better deal. It was obviously Gulliver's Travels.
Yes, but they're thinking of for the Fantastic Four having John I'm sorry about his second name, but John Krasinski and Emily Blunt to be Mr. Fantastic, like Reeve Richards and Sue Storm.
Yeah.
And there's loads of like fan arts of it. So, what's your thoughts? So, do you think those two actors would be a good match, or
what in Fantastic Four?
Yeah, like I feel like that would be a good idea to do.
I'm gonna be real though. I've never actually seen any of the Fantastic Four movies.
No, no. I like the first 1 and 2, but because I think Chris Evans was the Human Torch. Did you not know?
Chris Hemsworth, really?
Sorry, Chris. I'm getting who's with the Chris's. Chris Evans.
Really?
Yeah, he was the Human Torch.
Oh yeah, I thought you were talking about that guy from. I know the guy.
Not Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan was then ended up being. Yeah, this is not funny enough. They all ended up being in the MCU anyway. So.
Oh God. But I just wonder if this new film is going to be if this new Fantastic Four movie, because I haven't seen the films, but I've heard they're pretty bad. Then again, I've never seen them, so I can't judge them for myself. But I do wonder if there's going to be more quality control of this one.
Well, I think like with the new Fantastic Four, especially got Kevin Feige involved. So I guess because the thing is, a lot of the old ones were made by Fox.
Yeah.
But yeah, I trust what they will do with it. But they were the first Marvel family. Like think about Incredibles, because that was like they would say that's the good Fantastic Four we wanted. So they actually say the first Incredibles is the Fantastic Four. But I'm really excited with Doctor Doom. And I don't know, I'm a bit confused, but I thought he was in the trailer for the Loki series. I sort of spotted like a hooded figure, and there's like on the wall of the court scene, you can still see like a similar mask, but I could be wrong. But It'd be interesting if he did end up being in the Loki series, but he's gonna be at least in Fantastic Four.
Yeah, boy.
What's your thoughts on WandaVision?
Is that the new show? I've actually not seen the trailer for that either. Like, I haven't
Oh my god, what is wrong with you?
Look, I was watching the Game Awards during the Disney live stream. I haven't had much time to catch up, but well, to be fair, I only watched it for the Smash Bros. Reveal, and Sephiroth from Final Fantasy VII got revealed as the next character, which is pretty cool. But the rest of the show is kind of just they've announced a new map for Among Us, and that's about all the announcements I can remember.
Here's an interesting idea. Disney Smash Brothers.
You know what? A Disney fighting game would be pretty cool.
Well,
Actually,
they try to do a crossover Disney game with Disney Toy Box. Sorry, is it? Yeah, Disney Toy Box. Yeah, well, you must have heard of them, but you had to buy these toys, and they got like a chip inside. And
you're talking about Disney Infinity?
Yeah, sorry, I'm getting confused with the name, but yeah, Disney Infinity.
Yeah, it's not really a fighting game, but yeah, that's like the closest we've gotten to a. I mean, there's
also like a 2D fighting game on the mobile game,
Yeah, I did see adverts for that, and the roster does seem pretty big in that, but it's not really it's not like a tactical sort of fight. It's more like a strategy game. Like, I was thinking like a more Smash Bros. Or Marvel vs. Capcom like style.
Yeah, I think that would be pretty cool. Like getting the style the same with Super Smash Bros. And you get Mickey Mouse with a hammer hitting Goofy with a golf club.
Yes, get the guy who animated Skullgirls to do the animation for it as well. That would be sick.
Also, so WandaVision is going to connect to with Doctor Strange of Madness because it is really interesting because it's about. Because I think Wanda wanted. Vision died in Infinity War.
Yeah, he did. He.
And I think she ends in this reality world where it's like a TV, but it's kind of like a thriller, but it's a weird kind of genre. But so when Wanda gets snapped by Thanos, she ends up in. No. I think she's trying to get Vision back, and I think she makes the deal. And this connects to Doctor Strange. It kind of like starts a multiverse. So this show's kind of introduced it. And then there's these like snippets of different TV shows where like it's a style of a black and white show and a family show. But they're stuck in this loop reality, like a fake reality.
Yeah.
And they're trying to like keep. It's about WandaVision, and then I'm not, like I said, I don't know what the full plot is, but they try. Watch the trailer. Just watch the trailer, but I think they're trying to escape this reality world they are. But yeah, I think that will definitely tie into Doctor Strange. And then just like I said, the idea of the multiverse it's gonna play a massive role. One last thing we'll say about one of the show. They also announced a Secret Invasion. Now, because of the scrolls in Captain Marvel and Spider-Man Far From Home, like, because this show's about Nick Fury and the Skrull. It's a massive crossover. It's a bit like Civil War. It's apparently every Marvel character doesn't know who's the Skrull. So there's copies like we don't know if Spider-Man could be like in the comics. Like Spider-Man could be a Skrull, Iron Man could be a Skrull. So, yeah, that's going to be pretty exciting. And it's going to be on Disney Plus.
That's a lot of scrolls.
A lot of scrolls.
Yeah, boy. Was announced from Marvel.
But yeah, well, I think pretty much But yeah, so I feel like we got a lot of huge announcements this last couple of. Well, yesterday. I was about to say last couple of weeks, but I'm like, no. I'm used to saying that word.
Shall we move on to Disney Animation? Because they've got stuff announced. Well, it looks like they've announced like some animated shows from the studio. Actually, like there's going to be a Zootopia show, which was I was actually kind of hoping they do something like that because I did actually really like the film Zootopia, and I thought like they've got this big universe they could expand on, like this world, and a TV show could like expand on many themes and topics. That would be quite interesting.
Yeah, they also announced is it Princess and the Frog? Princess and the Frog.
Yeah, they're making a Princess and the Frog TV series. I'm wondering if it's going to be 2D.
I hope it's 2D because like
it probably won't, but I'm interested.
wait, yeah, I really hope like one thing I was like hoping for in the announcement is at least a 2D. They're probably never going to do it, but I want.
I did talk to someone who works at Disney Animation Studios. I won't say the name, but like because they went in for a talk at the university I went to talk about. It was to talk about a film that they made. It was Wreck-It Ralph 2, and I think they said that I asked them about 2D, and apparently it was mainly because a lot of people who work at Disney that did work in 2D aren't there anymore, and a lot of the people who work at Disney Animation Studios now just aren't really interested in making 2D projects. So it's more so from the interest of the people who work there. It's not so much a decision from Disney exactly. It is more so because they just don't have the right amount of people to do 2D. Like I think for the 2D sequence in that Mary Poppins sequel, they had to like hire a lot of freelance artists to do that.
Yeah,
but that's what I heard.
I do like, and yeah, don't get me wrong, I love Pixar, and I know that inspired the whole thing with 3D animation. It's just I used to love the time where you can know the difference between that's Pixar and that's Disney, and a lot. Obviously, I don't have nothing against 3D animation. I just feel like making it like no one's doing 2D animation anymore. It's just getting rid of that. It's a very, it doesn't feel unique. With the
like that's kind of why I've become a bit less interested in Disney, like in terms of their animation catalog, because it's the same art style in all their films. Like the films are just getting a bit samey. Then again,
it feels the same a lot. But no, I love some of the sorry to interrupt, but a lot of the stories are like interesting. But I rather had them as a 2D.
Well, I think it's because it's a Disney film. They've still got certain rules to follow. Stuff like no character can die at the end of the film. That sort of stuff. Like I think that those sort of rules kind of prevent them from actually evolving their storytelling a bit, which is kind of what I'm it's why I think, to be fair, I've been feeling like this since I went to university, and you learn about animation and how the industry works, and then you open your mind to more niche projects or like other animation studios that just like Sony Pictures Animation. Like the quality of their films vary, but like they've made the animation variety they make is really good. Like you look at Spideyverse.
Like isn't Spideyverse isn't Spideyverse kind of like, I always thought it's trying to make like a comic book kind of style. But isn't that a bit mixed between 2D and 3D? Or because I always thought it looks a bit 2D and kind of like, I don't know. It
tries to look 2D, but it was completely 3D.
Okay.
But the way they did it, like here's some animation trivia. There's a thing in animation called exposure where you change the frame rate. So while the whole thing is at 24 frames per second, there'll be some animation frames that will stay on for 2 frames instead of 1, and then they'll speed it up to 1 frame for faster movements. They call it exposure. So a 2D animation might be done on 2s instead of 1s, which means that it'll be at 12 frames per second instead of 24 frames. But you can actually change the exposure, even though the full video is at 24 frames, to create more faster movements and give it a more cartoony look, which is what they did with Spideyverse. But I think it also helps that Sony Pictures Animation, they made a lot more cartoony. They made cartoonier animated films like with Hotel Transylvania and stuff, and just how they try and deform the models. And I think when you look at other films from the industry, and then you look at what Disney are doing. It's just like I actually have a friend who's studying Disney at the moment and how representation of genders in animation and how Disney they just seem to have the exact same character sort of design template for all the princess characters, all the prince characters.
Yeah, they're all kind of they're all pretty similar, like but
it is similar, and I think, but at the same time, I think they should change the template a little bit because it's the same sort of skinny Barbie doll style character design, which I think is kind of dated, and it encourages body shaming a bit more because it's trying to find an idealized way to look. It's why people liked Moana's design when it was revealed because she was a lot more buff and muscular.
That's one thing. Sorry, but that's one thing I really like about something like the Pixar, because a lot of I was worried then, especially with Souls and like the human characters, they were going for like a similar look all the time with the facial. They have different facial like head shapes and body shapes. Of all these like human characters in the Pixar movies. And seeing the Buzz Lightyear image, I'm kind of glad, like, I know because they're trying to make it same to the toy, but I appreciate that it's still not going extremely different from the humans,
I mean, yeah, because it's different, but, like, you can still tell it's a Pixar style, but, like, it's not the toy aesthetic that...
But I'm glad they kept the shape of the,
Yeah, definitely.
And then it didn't make it like look like Mr. Incredible, like the whole typical head shape from some of the humans. But
I mean, Pixar looks a bit more stylized. Well, at least they did back in their heyday. Like, when you look at the Incredibles, because that's more Brad Bird style rather than the typical Disney style, which has that sort of 50s, much more sharper and more defined shapes in the character designs.
Do you think they like? I was talking about Pixar sequels, but before we end the stream, we'll just have a little talk about some of the Pixar stuff. But yeah, do you? Because I know you're a big fan of The Incredibles.
Yeah, well, kind of. I do love the first movie, but I didn't exactly grow up with it. Like, I didn't actually watch it till I was like 11. But like, it's a film I appreciate more as an adult. Watching it is a fantastic movie. Like, I love The Incredibles.
Like, do you want to I know we had that conversation where should they stick with original films or carry on some making the characters alive? Like, would you be interested in still like make more Pixar stuff in a certain way, like an Incredibles TV series or a spin-off?
See, because when they announced they were going to do Incredibles 2, I was expecting for them to take place years after.
Yeah.
Incredibles. The kids growing up. What do superheroes do when they retire? Like when they get old, and is there like a superhero college or university that they go to, or like are they still in hiding? But like Incredibles 2, it just takes place right after the events. But like I enjoyed Incredibles 2, but like
I feel like there's another story that could go. Yeah,
kind of like it was
Finding Dory, like
I wouldn't even compare it to Finding Dory.
No, I mean with the story kind of being the same thing. Like I think with Finding Nemo, there's a big gap. Like there's a lot of it's been ages since we've got Finding Nemo 1.
I think that's why so many people were disappointed with Incredibles 2 is that it came out 14 years after it, and it was the one sequel that people wanted from Pixar, so it was never going to fulfill like everyone's expectations because people would have made fan theories. They'll have a certain idea in their head from all those years of what a sequel will look like. So when it comes out finally, a lot of fans are disappointed. The same thing happened with the fifth season of Samurai Jack. Is that even though I loved it, a lot of fans were a bit disappointed with the ending because it was like over a decade after the previous season came out, and people were just they had like an idealized ending in their head, and that's sort of a fate that a long-awaited sequels seem to suffer sadly. But
especially with some of the Star Wars movies, like for example, there's a lot when you like haven't released a sequel for a very long time. Like when for example, the difference between Return of the Jedi and Force Awakens. There's so much like speculation and theories that hyped someone so much, you know.
I think that was more of a problem with Phantom Menace because I
Well,
think
not
that's
like
fans were so annoyed with that film because it was like years after the last Star Wars movie came out, and it was the prequel. It was the origin story to Darth Vader, so of course there was going to be some expectations to fill.
but also like not even just like a long distance sequel. Maybe like even with Force Awakens and the Last Jedi. And I felt like people speculate a lot on what could happen, like with Kylo Ren, and you know, and they, you know, like they, you know, well, what who Snoke is, and you know the way it was delivered. Like there was so much hype, and like you know the speculation was growing. And I think where some people come up with a better film what it was actually is. So I'm saying similar in that kind of sort of way, but like I still like I said that I feel like I always wanted to kind of with the Pixar movies. There's some stories I feel like they could still get told. Like even if they might not do more sequels in the future, they could make like for example do Incredibles 3 to do the time jump.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Like, make Incredible 3 where they do the time jump, or a new TV series if they really wanted to.
And there's one thing I still always wanted. I always want a proper sequel of Monster Inc. You know.
Oh yeah, Trouble in Scaradise.
Yeah, but have you ever heard about the Circle 7?
Oh yeah, that's the one I referenced.
Well, I talk. We're gonna be ending the stream in 5 minutes. Well, we'll have a quick talk about this Circle 7 thing because we talked about this in the previous chat. I just want to get your thoughts on it. But there was gonna do a sequel with Toy Story 3, Monster Inc. 2, and the Finding Nemo 2. And I really enjoyed the Monster Inc. sequel.
Yeah,
Because I feel like it had like it was an interesting idea because the monsters were. So it started with them trying to find Boo, and Boo was like, her room is different, and it's this old lady in the bed. But and they got stuck in the human world. So you know, and I thought that was pretty because we got like most of it from the obviously we see the monster world. It'd be interesting. Yeah. I mean, got a glimpse of it on Monster University when they were trying to get back to the human world in that the last act.
I could see that because like a common complaint that I seem to hear about Monsters University is that it should have been a sequel instead of a prequel.
Yeah, and I felt like, but the ending really touched me though because I thought it was it had a bit of an emotional Pixar thing again. But
yeah,
but after the long adventure, they're trying to find Boo. That old lady was actually Boo because they realized the times are different in the monster universe and the children universe.
Yeah, I remember not just that, like, because I'm currently doing a paper for university and how my university course and how basically talk about representation of autism in animation. And there's a really good video. I'll say the YouTuber's name. They did a really good video about how Monsters University is like an allegory for disability and how, you know, Mike not being scary kind of resembles, how him not being scary can be a way of trying to describe a disability and how it basically like, but it goes into more detail on that and how the film doesn't end that you might not be able to do this thing, but you can still have a job involved in that area. Like I'll say the YouTuber's name.
I never actually thought of that in that way. That's really interesting.
It's called I'm trying to find the Monsters University and Disability. It's from a YouTube channel called The Sin Squad. If anyone watching wants
we'll put the link on the description. So
yeah.
But yeah. Is there anything else before we wrap up? Is there anything else you want to say, Aaron?
I don't think so. Like, I guess we can quickly talk about because, like, this is mainly on because, like, we were talking about it. Summed up. Shit, sorry, my mind is just.
It's alright.
I guess we could quickly talk about. I don't have much to say because I think
we kind of like.
Disney animation, there's like 2 more movies from there. Like there's one called Iwaju. I think I can't. I'm not pronouncing it right probably, but it's called Iwaju, and it kind of looks like a. It's about it's a collaboration between Disney Animation and Pan African Entertainment Company. Google Eye will team up to create an all new science fiction series. Oh, it's a TV show, but it kind of looks like Wakanda a little bit.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's a it was based on, I mean, these newspaper. Sorry, I believe from hearing the live stream, I remember they're showing the concept art for that, and it was based on these artists, and I think it's like a collab to these artists.
Oh, nice! That's pretty awesome. And
but it looks very similar to Wakanda. It's about the future. It's like a technology of Nigeria.
Yeah, the Legos. But
yeah, actually, one more thing I wanted to say is because we forgot about Black Panther 2 in the Marvel studio. They just announced that they're not gonna replace Chadwick Boseman. I think that's a really good move.
So they're just gonna cut the character. They're just gonna write the character off entirely.
Well, it's hard because you don't want to disrespect the.
I mean, they could just have a replacement.
Well, I feel like they're gonna pass the torch to like I was saying with the whole Marvel
another character. Yeah,
I'm not sure about because there's been a bit of stuff with Shuri. I can't remember what the actress was called, but I think she's a bit anti with Black Panther 2 at the moment. So
I mean, I don't blame them.
But yeah, just a special tribute to Chadwick Boseman, you know.
Yeah, God, and he died at such a young age as well, in his early 40s, I think, late 30s.
But I'm glad they, and I think the way it's so hard to in that position, and I'm not saying because of Disney greed. A lot of people think, oh God, they're already on Black Panther 2 straight away after he passed, and I think a lot of fans were a bit annoyed.
Oh yeah, people were annoyed about all the SpongeBob stuff they announced not long after the creator died. So I can imagine a similar response here.
But I feel like Kevin Feige really respectfully kind of they did a really nice message. Have you seen the logo thing of the Black with Chadwick Boseman?
I think so. It's purple, right?
Yeah. Well, they just the National Marvel Studio logo.
Yeah.
But it's hard because especially with story rise, they got something planned before, and the release date. I actually expected the film to be not even being made, but they want to honor the characters, to continue to honor to the characters, story, and I feel and even because the stuff with Carrie Fisher and I think was it The Last Jedi or Rise of Skywalker. I think they reused stuff from deleted scenes.
Really?
Yeah. So, and they didn't do they did a CGI in Rogue One, but I think that was just before she passed.
Jesus.
To make her younger, but I think stuff like this, I feel like they'll find a way to sort of respect, obviously, in this kind of sad moment in time. But but at least we got a bit of confirmation of what's actually happening with Black Panther 2.
That's good.
And I think it's more it'll pass the torch to another character, or however they're going to do it. But at least they won't recast him.
Yeah, that's good. Because they don't want to disrespect the actor.
But yeah, well, anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning into our live stream. It's been a pretty long episode today, but because we had a lot of stuff to talk about, I'm excited for a lot of the stuff we're getting, and there's some good and bad stuff, I guess, but
it's a mixed bag.
Mix, yeah. But I'm happy, as at the end of the day, Disney, whatever like jokes or an aside, this has always made my childhood. Even though it's a milestone with a money company, I know. As all joke aside, I'm happy that.
Or do we?
Oh, do we? But I'm happy.
Job with Disney.
Yeah. No, I wish I could get a job at Disney. That'd be pretty cool. I'd rather have a job at Pixar.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, that would be. I mean, there was actually. Well, I'm gonna close the stream now, but before I close it, there was actually they also released a. Have you seen the show Inside Pixar? So it's like a documentary, and it's about. You should watch it because it's actually really interesting.
The Pixar story.
No, it's they brought on Disney Plus like a new show, and there's like for the first episode it was the writer of Soul.
Yeah.
And they show him like in the studio and explain like there's different episodes of different employees, giving their input of the idea of the story and maybe I think it's called I think it's Inside Pixar. I could be wrong. Let me just double check. But yeah, like I think that I'm glad like there is content for things where it's called Inside Pixar. But at least they got content but for all fans now, and then yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching our live stream. I should be back in another episode, and hopefully, I think maybe next time should be about video games.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, more information when we go back next live. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys, and take care.
Thanks for having me, man.
No worries, man.
All right, goodbye, everyone. Don't die.
Bye.
Bye-bye.